scores! Stutzla, one-timer, scores!
Great save made by Gustafsson. Right here, what an awesome pass through the slot, onto the stick of Batherson. Kachuk in tight up, let's get going, scores! Brady Kachuk wins it in overtime for Ottawa.
Welcome to SENS Talk. My name is Brandon, and I am your host tonight. Ottawa took on the Boston Bruins, but before we get to that game recap, by the way, a hell of a game, I wanted to discuss a really important article that came out today in The Athletic from Katie Strang, Ian Mendes, and others that really outlined the toxic work environment that took place here in Ottawa under Melnyk's tenure as the Sanders owner. The article really went into detail about some toxic moments from Melnyk and the toxic work environment that he created here in Ottawa. And listen, we can argue all day about whether or not this was the right time to post the article. And frankly, I understand both sides about people that don't really understand why the timing of the article matters. And of course, to the people that think the timing is wrong. I understand both sides. But that is not really the conversation we should be having right now, to be honest with you. The conversation we should be having is what the article itself actually contained. The information from this great investigative work, what that investigative journalism uncovered. And what it uncovered is frankly some despicable comments from the former owner and some despicable actions and a toxic work environment that should not be happening in the National Hockey League. It should never be happening anywhere. And, once again, we can argue all day about whether this was the right or wrong time to post the article. But at the end of the day, what came out in this article, the information that the article uncovers over 18 to 22 years of Melnyk's tenure as a Sanders owner, uncovers information that the general public needs to know, such as sexist remarks from the former owner of the Ottawa Senators to female staffers, calling them nothing, that they're worthless, even calling them the C word via email. I mean, these are things that, let alone an owner or boss, nobody should be saying that to anybody. Other discriminatory acts as well that took place, especially with marketing. And once again, please read the article. Don't take my word for it. Read the article. Gain your own opinion on it. Don't take my word for it. Read the article. I hate when people try to tell you what to believe. Read the article. But I kind of find it hard to believe you wouldn't have the same opinion as me. What the article exposed was a toxic work environment that is barbaric and is really telling about the NHL culture as a whole. And, Ottawa's a small community. And, I'm not, who am I, right? I'm just a YouTuber, right? I'm just a guy trying to become a journalist. Or already a journalist, some could say. But, when I'm hearing rumors about some of the things that came out in the article, like the Duclair thing, about, Black Lives Matter and stuff. I mean, I heard about that like 6, 7, 8 months ago. When I'm hearing about that, it's kind of hard to believe that the executives in the National Hockey League, like Gary Bettman, Bill Daly, and everyone, like they didn't hear about that too. And it's kind of concerning to me, to be honest with you, that this information, all these rumors, allegations were swept under the rug from a lot of notable people in the hockey community, even here in Ottawa. And I don't really know how to approach that issue, to be honest with you. I'm still a kid. I'm not here to... I don't have the answers to everything. I'm still trying to learn, obviously. But, I think it's really telling that these stories were swept under the rug for so long, were ignored by guys at the National Hockey League, like the top executives. In the article, once again, read the article, but in the article, one of the staffers actually reported some of this toxic behavior to the National Hockey League. And it appears the NHL did nothing about it. Now, once again, this is before NHL comments on it. Maybe the NHL will comment on the article, and if they do, please comment below at a later date and, to correct what I'm saying here. But at this current moment, the NHL hasn't commented on it, and, it looks like the NHL ignored these valid complaints from staffers about a toxic work environment. Look, when people in your organization think the roof is bugged with wires, I mean, that's a problem, right? That's a clear sign of some toxic stuff. So, once again, we can argue all day about whether this was the right or wrong time to post the article. I understand both sides on that issue. But at the end of the day, the information in the article itself had to come to light. It had to be presented to the general public because we deserve to know. And for people outside of Ottawa who for years have been saying Ottawa's not a hockey market and SENS fans don't care, we don't exist, I hope you understand now why a lot of Sens fans were boycotting games, why attendance dropped by 4,000 to 5,000 year after year after year, and why a lot of Sens fans were so hateful towards the former owner. This article really outlines what a lot of Sens fans unfortunately already knew, but now, thankfully, the general public knows too. So, once again, the information within the article itself, it's barbaric, sexist, anything you want to call it. It's just completely disgusting. These things that were taking place in the Sens organization for over 20 years, and, hopefully this article allows the hockey community as a whole, frankly, to correct its wrongs and move on and learn from it, but, we'll see. Actions speak louder than words, right? So, those are my comments on it. I think this is such a bombshell of an article that we've been hearing for months about it coming out, and it's finally come out, and it felt wrong for me not to comment on it. So I know many of you probably watching this right now are probably like, just shut up, get to the game recap already. I understand, I get that, but this had to be spoken about, and I'm glad I did. Now let's get to the game. Ottawa, Boston. Whoa, what a game that was. For a meaningless game in April, Ottawa and Boston threw a hell of a game with one another, and a lot of hits, a lot of fight, and it's always a pesky game between the two. And Ottawa, they find themselves down by a couple goals going into the second period of play. They get a power play. It's a 5-on-3. But before that, Brady Tkachuk, guess what? He's behind the net. Allmark is on the left post. Brady Tkachuk puts it on net. You can see on the screen there. Banks it in. 1-goal game. It's 2-1 Sens. Nice selling there for the captain too. And that's 27 goals on the year. Sens are only down by a goal now. It's 2-1. The captain, 27 goals. 58 points on the season. What a year for the captain, Brady Tkachuk. And then on that power play I was mentioning, Josh Norris from his spot, tied game, top shelf, glove side. That's goal number 33 on the season for Josh Norris. And that's the second fastest a Senator has ever scored 50 goals in Senators history. Danny Heatley scored 50 goals in 82 games, 50 in 07. Josh Norris has scored 50 goals in 117 games, which is obviously equally as impressive. Hell of a season for Josh Norris. He ties the game at 2. And then moments later on the power play, a big scramble out front. Tim Stützle puts it home for goal number 18 for number 18. Gives Ottawa the lead. It's 3-2 Senators. Tim Stützle, what a season he's been having. That's like 20 points in his last 18 games. And Ottawa is up by a goal. It's 3-2. Forsberg is out here making big stop after big stop after big stop. And then we go to the third period. And the refs made some interesting calls tonight, I'll be honest with you. Some real interesting calls. And then the ref actually kicked a puck to the Bruins player. You can see on the screen here. He kicked the puck to the Bruins player. And that still has me baffled, to be honest with you. I've never seen that. And I do hope the NHL finds the guy or suspends that ref. What the hell are you doing there? You can't interfere with the play like that. I've honestly never seen something like that in my life. Luckily, though, Ottawa holds on to win it 3-2. Massive win for the boys. But once again, never seen a ref kick the puck to an opposing team. That was wild. So I am really interested to see what the National Hockey League does with that. But overall, a great win for the boys, especially in a meaningless game in April. Boston had a chance tonight to clinch for the playoffs. As Ottawa's done a lot for the last 10 years, kick the Bruins, chances of clinching for another day. So great to see Ottawa pushing Bruins to have to clinch for another day. A nice win for them. And overall, Ottawa, their top players, they're running hot right now, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Stützle, Josh Norris, Brady Tkachuk, Drake Batherson, all the guys you want to see improving and producing are producing and improving. So it's great to see that the young guys are continually developing. Next year, if we just add a couple of key additions to that forward core and defense, this team could be something. And Anton Forsberg, another 40-plus save performance. This kid, not even a kid, this guy, every single game he does something like this, he convinces me more and more and more he might be the real deal. And if his play doesn't speak enough about whether he's the real deal or not, it's the lack of long-term success that he's had in the National Hockey League. But this season, I think he's had 10 games already where he's had 40-plus saves, including the home opener. This guy could be Craig Anderson 2.0. We'll see. I know those are big words to say, and we'll see next year, but Anton Forsberg, another game he stole for the Ottawa Senators, frankly. Besides that, the next Senator game is on Saturday. I will not be posting a video for that because it is Passover, by the way, for anyone Jewish watching this, any of my fellow Jews. Chag Sameach, I hope you have a good Passover, but since it's Passover, the second Seder will be taking place that night. No video recap for that one. On Monday or Sunday, we'll have a real fun, exclusive interview with a top SENS prospect. So stay tuned for that. Besides that, thank you for watching. Appreciate your support. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly of all, turn the notification bell on so you get notified whenever you upload a new video. Besides that, thank you for watching. Appreciate your support. Go Sens Go.